Oh, I was muted. Hello, friends. How are we doing today? I'm going to take a moment to cough here for a second. One second. All right, we're good. Hello. Um, all right, having some issues here. We're starting off great. Bear with me. I'm trying a new little thing here. We got this fun little background and whatnot. I thought it was cute. I want to see how it works. So today we have our Flex and Feel Good class. So for this class, we are going to go through some full body movements and we're just going to feel good in our bodies. So what I'm thinking when it comes to props today, definitely blocks. Blocks, I think, are going to be the main one. And hello, Melanie. Um, yeah, so let's get into it. I think a strap I don't think we're going to need today. If you want to have it around or you want to have a bolster or a chair, whatever, feel free to. But yeah, definitely let's have blocks because we'll do some fun little hip work, but also some hamstring or elephant walks, of course. But let's get into it. So I'm going to come on back to my mat and we will start standing. We'll start off with some hip circles, yeah? I'd also like to remind everyone that because it's on YouTube, we got the copyright issue, so feel free to play your own music in the background here. So let's start off, arms overhead. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale it down. And again, inhale up. Bring one arm down to your hip. Go into a nice little side bend here. Exhale up. Bring that arm down. Switch arms. Bring it over. Ooh, there goes my spine cracking. And exhale up. Let's bring the elbows out into our goal post squeezes. So our elbows reach back, chest opens. Take an inhale. Exhale, round your spine. Let your elbows come together. And again, open up and close. I want you to follow your breath here. Good. Last one, you can interlace your fingers together and we're going to draw a little figure 8 with our wrists here. Just go as fast as you can. We're going to slow it down and we're going to switch directions. And it's probably going to feel really weird, and that's normal. All right, give it a little shake out. And let's look at, actually, you know what? Let's keep with our upper body for a moment here. We're going to do our thoracic twists. So arms out in front of us, wrist in line with shoulder. Left arm comes behind us. Go as far as you feel comfortable. Try not to move your hips. Bring it forward and switch arms. Excuse me. So just take your time going back and forth here. Seeing how your upper spine is doing, how your shoulders are feeling. Your gaze is following, so you get a little bit of a neck movement in too. This is going to be our last one. Good, bring it down. All right, let's move into our hips now. Soft bend in the knees. We're going to go for our classic hip circles, bringing it around. Good. And when your hips are forward, let's switch directions. One more. Good. You're going to find your balance on one leg. Feel free to hold on to something if you'd like. And we're going to draw circles with our knee, bringing it up and down. And you can have your foot flexed or pointed. That's up to you. And we're going to switch directions, bringing the leg out and in. One more. Bring it down, and let's switch legs. Same thing. Find your balance in that leg. Go for some nice circles. Bring your knee up as high as you can. Good. And let's switch directions. Other way. Two more. Bring it down. Moving back to the other leg, I just want you to roll out your ankles, okay? So you don't have to have your knee as high as mine. Just rolling it out. See how it feels. Switch directions. Good. You can bring it down. Switch legs. All right. Trying to go as big as you can with those circles. Switch directions. You can bring it down. All right. So let's go into our elephant walks. So I will adjust my camera for this. We are going to want to use a chair or some blocks. So I'm going to use blocks at the high setting. I'm going to have them about hip width, right in front of my feet. Let me adjust my camera for you so you can see what I'm going to do. All right, if you've done elephant walks before, feel free to go right into them. If you haven't, or you want to just go through the demo with me, we're going to roll it down. Hands to our blocks, or again, to a chair. We're going to bend our left knee nice and slowly. Find a nice deep bend. Our opposite leg is straight or straight-ish. If you have hypermobility or very tight hamstrings, keep a nice bend, a soft bend in that knee. Tailbone pulling up to the sky. You're probably finding a line of tension in the back leg, in the hamstring, maybe even the calf too. You're going to take a breath. Exhale, slowly switch. So bending the opposite knee, straightening out the one that was just bent. My heels are both grounded. You're probably hearing Oliver crying from across the door. Take a breath and switch. And switch. Keep pulling your tailbone up to the sky to get that nice stretch in the back of the legs. Good. From here, I want you to slowly have a soft bend in both knees and then slowly straighten them both out. We're going to try for just a classic forward fold here, so you can adjust your blocks if you're using them, or come down to your forearms on your chair. And I want you to really pull your tailbone up to the sky. Again, if you have hypermobility or very tight hamstrings, keep a soft bend in the knees. Otherwise, you can straighten them out. I want you to think of your quads to the front of your thighs, really engaging as if your kneecaps could be pulled up to your hips. Tailbone reaching nice and high. And you're going to take a nice inhale. Exhale, release your chest. Good. I want you to bend both knees and just keep wrapping your torso over the legs. Let your spine round here. Shake your head out. Give it a yes, give it a no. Good. We're going to sit it back and roll it up nice and slow. All right. From here, I do want to look into our calves a little bit and our hip flexors before we come down to the ground. So I'm going to adjust my camera again. And we are going to take 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. My back heel is lifted right now. Remember, my legs are on train tracks, not a tightrope for balance, okay? Hold on to a chair or something if you would like. Curl the tailbone in, bend the front knee a little bit more so you can sink into it. And I want you to think of your inner thighs squeezing together to hold you upright. Our spine is nice and long. We're going to go a little bit deeper into this hip flexor, so the front of the back hip. Same arm as the back leg comes up on the inhale. Exhale, go for a mini side bend. You're not going to have to go far to feel the whole stretch. Go a little bit further. And just for a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 count, bring the arm down. I'm going to step the back foot in just a bit, and I'm going to drop my back heel down. I know my little text is covering my foot, but I'm dropping my heel down, so I am feeling a pretty deep stretch in my calf muscle right here. And what's going to happen is I'm going to bend into this knee, lean forward a bit, put more pressure into it because I'm still trying to keep my heel grounded. So I'm still getting a nice stretch there. To come out, I just lift my heel up, and we're going to drop it back down. Lift the heel, drop it down. 2 more times. Lift, lower, lift, lower, hold. See if you can go a little bit deeper into this front knee. Yeah. All right. Slowly lift your back leg up. Bring it forward. We switch sides. So I'm just going to turn around here. Nice big step behind us for the standing lunge. Curl the tailbone in. Bend the knee. Okay, make sure your inner thighs are squeezing together here. Just take a moment, see how the body is feeling in this position. When you're ready, we add that small side bend. So we inhale up, exhale, micro side bend. Just enough to get a little bit deeper. Yes, keep breathing for another 4, 2, 1. You can bring the arm down. Again, you can step the back foot in ever so slightly to drop the heel down. So both feet are flat. I'm going to bend this front knee because I want to get deeper into this calf. And again, I can even lean forward to go a little bit deeper too if I'd like. Good. So remember, to come out of it, kind of reduce the intensity in that back calf muscle. We lift up onto our toes, and then we'll drop it back into it. Good. And again, lift up and drop. Lift up and drop. See if you can go a little bit deeper into this front knee. Ooh, yes, breathing nice and deeply through it. Good. Slowly come on out. Grab some water if you'd like. We're going to come down to the ground, and let's start off with some classic cat-cow movements. So in tabletop. All right. And let me know how you're doing, if you're taking a little water break right now. Otherwise, we're going right back into it. So for cat-cow, pretty straightforward, but I'll go over it with you anyways. Knees underneath hips, wrists underneath shoulders. If your knees are sore, roll up your mat, add some cushioning under. If your wrists are sore, walk them forward, or again, roll up your mat. Okay? So start with the tailbone, pull it up to the sky. The belly is going to drop. The chest pulls forward. Shoulders reach back. Your gaze is forward or up, whatever feels better for your neck. Take another big inhale here. On the exhale, curl the tailbone in nice and slow. Pull belly button to spine, start rounding your rib cage out. Shoulder blades reach away from each other, pushing into the ground. Chin drops to chest. Good. And we go back to our cow. Start with the tailbone. Belly drops, chest pulls forward, shoulders roll back and together. And curl the tailbone in. Round through. Good. We are going to do one more for each. Find your cow position. This time I want you to add a little wiggle. So we're going to add a wiggle into our tailbone. So pretending we have like this beautiful luscious tail or something like that. We're going to swing our hips to the left, to the right, left, right. Find center, slowly move into your cat. Tailbone curled in, spine rounded, chin to chest. And again, well, this time I'm going right, left, right, left. Good. And you can slowly find a neutral spine, yeah? We are going to do some scapular push-ups here. So we can do this in our tabletop position, or if we're up for a challenge, we could do it in plank, okay? What's going to happen, basically, we're in our neutral position. We're going to drop our chest down. As our chest comes down, our shoulders squeeze together, and then we push our shoulder blades away, okay? So my spine is not rounding or arching here. It's staying nice and neutral. It's just my shoulders. So, of course, you can do this in a kneeling plank position, okay? Or if you're up for the challenge, high plank, but totally fine to do it in tabletop, especially if you haven't done this movement before. So I just want you to do a few more with me here. One more. Good. I want you to walk your knees out, bring your chest down, come into a Sphinx pose with me here. So I did say we wouldn't need a strap, but I kind of lied. If you have any issues grabbing your back foot, you will want a strap. Sorry about that, friends. We are going to do a quad stretch here. So take a moment, grab a towel, a belt, scarf, or a yoga strap if you have one, and loop it around one of your feet. If you're good without, from our Sphinx position, I am going to, let's do my left leg first. So my right arm is going to come parallel in line with my chest here. Bend that left leg, reach around, grab on to my foot, and then my arm can move back to that classic Sphinx pose. I also have the option of coming down onto my belly if I want. Okay? If you're in Sphinx, make sure you're really pushing into the forearm and elbow so you're not sinking into it. For the quad stretch, we're going to think of squeezing our glutes. We're going to start pushing our tailbone into the ground, pulling the heel a little bit closer to our bum, okay? And we're just holding and breathing for a moment or two here, okay? Okay, do not let go of that engagement. Keep squeezing. Don't let this be like a lazy stretch. Everything is squeezing, it's active, okay? We're not letting gravity do the work for this one, maybe the next one. All right, go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very gently release it. You can let your hips wiggle side to side. It always feels nice. And we're gonna switch sides. So again, if you're using a strap, go on and loop it around the opposite foot. If you're good though, we're gonna have our left arm come parallel with our chest now, so we can easily turn, kick that right foot up, grabbing onto the foot or strap, adjusting our chest and arm back forward. Again, we have the option of coming down onto our chest or staying in Sphinx. Just remember, for Sphinx, you're not dumping down into your shoulder, you're holding yourself up. Tailbone pushing into the ground. Glutes are firing. Bringing that heel as close as we can to our bum. Breathing deeply. Go for another 3, 2, 1. Gently release it. Come back to your Sphinx. Since we're here, we're going to do a little back activation, yeah? All right, so fingers nice and wide. Think of gripping into the mat here. We're going to lift our elbows up, coming into our seal pose, okay? So arms are straight, our tailbone pushing into the ground to protect our lower spine. Okay, hopefully your mat is not stretching out like mine is. And we're going to drag our elbows back as if our hands could come in beside us, okay? So take your time dragging it down, back to your Sphinx pose, okay? All right, so we go back up, lift up. Our chest is pulling forward as we lower ourselves back down with control and slowly. Good, once we almost feel like we can relax down, push back up. Good, we're gonna do 2 more. Last one. Now you can relax down. All right, we are going to go into a nice passive stretch, letting gravity do the work here. It's our pec prone stretch. So I'm going to do it not facing you so you can kind of see what my arm is up to here. I'm going to extend my left arm in line with my shoulder. Now, if I've done this before, or I know my chest is feeling very tight and I want more, I go for a goal post shape, okay? So that 90-degree angle, but please note it is, of course, more intense. So you may just want to opt for the straight arm. All right, so left arm extended. I'm going to look towards my right hand. It's underneath my armpit here. I can let my head rest maybe to a block or the floor. I'm going to bend my right knee, and my right knee is going to travel across my body. My foot may or may not touch the ground. That is fine. Keep thinking of the knee pulling back behind you. Now, the right hand is pushing into the ground in front of me here. And I do have an option if I want it. And that's where I bring my right hand up and over as if my hands could touch each other, as if they weren't super far away from each other. They could grab a hold. I'm pulling both shoulders back. Or I can just keep it planted in front of my face. That is fine. Pushing into the ground to get a little bit more into the front pec on the left side. So I just want you to breathe here. And we're going to very slowly unravel ourselves back around. Okay, so take your time with it. And we're going to switch sides. So again, if you were doing the cactus arm on the other side, do it again for this side. If not, arm is straight. Left arm underneath our armpit now. Bend the left knee. Travel across. Again, your foot may or may not touch the ground. That is fine either way. And again, you're pushing into the ground with your hand so you get a little bit deeper. Or you bring it up and over, squeezing your shoulder blades together to find a stretch in both pecs. Yeah? So your choice. Take a moment to breathe and relax here. Good. Go for another 2. 1. Slowly take your time. Coming on out of it, bring both hands underneath your shoulders, lift your chest and your hips up. And from here, we're going to grab a block or 2, depending on how much of a challenge you want. So I'm going to stack 2 blocks beside me. I am going to come into my tabletop position. I'm going to give you a front view, and then I'm going to swing around to the side, yeah? All right, so I'm going to actually put my foot on top of that block from tabletop. Okay, so we're really going to be strengthening the outer hip. Okay, so this is a fun little drill, yeah. So what's going to happen? I'm trying to keep my hips as center as I can. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, lift up, bring it down. Okay, we're trying to go with control here, so do your best. Like I said, you don't have to use 2 blocks like I am. You want to use 1. You want to go for no blocks, that's fine. Okay, so find your positioning, and let's do 6 of these, yeah? All right, so when you're ready, lift up, lower down with control. Good. Halfway there now. 2 more, or sorry, 1 more. Obviously, I'm not great at counting. Bring it in. So what you'll notice when we're doing that, you're also going to find the outer hip of the leg you're putting your weight into also working. It's doing a lot of stabilizing, which is great, especially if you're in a colder climate like I am, or it's super icy out right now. We need those stabilizers to be nice and strong so we're not falling on the ice, yeah? All right, so we're doing the opposite side now. I'm just gonna adjust that, bring it out, find where it feels good. When you're ready for 6, okay? Squeeze, engage, lift, bring it down. We're at 3, 2 more, last 1. Ooh. All right, just a good one. Nice one for good measure. Anyways, from here, you can come standing, seated on your bum, or hang out on your shins. Totally up to you. I want to look at the upper body for a moment before we end our session off for this month. So let's start off with a nice little neck stretch. So we're looking to our scalene muscle, so that's the side of our neck. I'm going to drop right ear to right shoulder. From here, you may already feel something. We're going to go deeper. All right. Option 1, our hand is beside us, hand flexed. Option 2, we add a gentle sway back and forth. Yeah, and then option 3, bring the hand behind you. Other hand grabs onto that wrist. Pull the arm down. So it's the arm that's hanging down is being pulled across the body. So you can't see, but my hand is coming out beside me here. So it's at that diagonal. And I'm breathing here. Okay. So of course, this is the most intense out of those 3 options. So choose what feels good for you. Okay. Breathe and hold. Slowly, slowly release. Chin to chest. And we switch sides. So again, I got 3 options. Option 1, hand is just hanging out. It's chilling. Option 2, we add a bit of movement to it. And then option 3, we bring it behind us. Grab onto our hands or the wrist. Maybe we're holding onto a strap between. That's fine too. Pull the arm down and across the back body. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Gently release, chin to chest. Bring your arms forward. Roll your head up nice and slow. Let's do a nice little delt stretch. So this is like classic stretching moves. Arm across the chest, hook it in. Now, the one thing I'd like us to keep in mind, we don't want our our shoulder up our ear. Pull it down, and don't try and pull your arm across your chest or beneath it. If you have some chesticles, you can let it come in front or on top of even. Pressing down, you'll usually find a better stretch because really we're not stretching our chest here, stretching the delt. All right, keep breathing. Do some wrist circles if it feels nice. Other direction. 3, 2, 1. Gently release the arms, switch sides. All right, so we're pulling the arm across. Shoulder is not coming up, it's pulling down. Maybe we do some of those nice little wrist circles. Switch directions. Good. Release the arm, bring both arms back. Let your chest expand here. Exhale, right arm on top. Give yourself a nice little bear hug. You're trying to grab your shoulder blades, round your spine. Open back up. Inhale. Exhale, left arm on top. Round your spine. Chin can come into your chest. Give yourself a little wiggle. You did a wonderful job today. Thank you so much for joining me for our Flex and Feel Good class. This class happens live once a month. If you go to the live tab on my channel as I sneak on forward here, you can see the upcoming ones. We already have March and April ready, so you can put in a little notification on your calendar, whatever you need, so you can join us again. But that is all for me. Check out our Discord. I have that QR code in the corner. Super fun little place for us to hang out and chat. And you'll see when I have any other upcoming events. But that is all for me and my frizzy hair. I hope you drink some water. I hope you get some rest. And I will see you again soon, I'm sure.